Hi everyone. Welcome to the AWS session. Just wait for like 2 more minutes and then we can start. Just please wait for 2 minutes. Okay, welcome to everyone. And before getting into the session, let me introduce myself. So myself, Funny Krishna. Right now, I'm working as a cloud DevOps engineer, and total I have like 14 plus years of IT experience and 10 to 11 years, almost like 11 years of training experience. And earlier, I used to work in a well-known institute in Amirpet, and now I started the batches, classes, and everything on my own. And this batch is my first batch on like which I'm conducting alone or on my own. And the reason behind why I am offering this AWS class I mean, I think you guys might aware this is a completely free the complete AWS solutions architect about like 45 days. It is completely free. And why we are offering this, I mean, whenever you say it's completely free, you might have a lot of questions in your mind, like, okay, it is a free session, so I might not get the complete info. I might not get trained on each and every service or each and every topic, what we need, right? No need to worry about that. Whatever the topics you are going to learn, they are nowhere less than the topics which are covered in any training institute you come across. Okay, so no need to worry about the technical things. We are going to cover everything, whatever we need for, especially for solutions architect associate level certification. I guess you guys might aware of some certifications, right? AWS offers different levels of certifications, foundational level, associate level, professional level, specialty level, right? And this complete course is well designed in line with the solutions architect associate level certification. And this is a first session, right? So I don't want to get into much technical details. Let us try to understand why we need to learn AWS. Just why. And then what are the topics or what are the contents we are going to learn in this journey. Okay, forget to ask. So just give me a quick yes in the chat box if my voice is clear and audible. Because like this setup is new, right? So I need to check whether my voice is clear or not. Sometimes you guys might get some echo sounds and all. Just could you guys please confirm that my voice is clear? Oh, so are you guys able to send a message because I see some thumbs up symbols instead of a chat? If not, just I will check like why you guys are unable to send a message. But no worries, whenever you have a question, you guys can unmute yourself and just you can ask the questions. This is the first session, right? And this is in the webinar mode. I guess that's the reason you guys might not be able to use the chat mode. But going forward, just we will leave this webinar mode and just we will go with just general, what we call the general meeting thing. I'm planning to switch the Zoom also. We will go with the Zoom, which has more flexible controls and all. Okay. Right. So how many of you guys are aware of AWS or at least what it is and all, like cloud computing? Do you have any idea? How many of you are knows about it, or how many of you are completely new to the AWS or cloud computing thing? Okay. How many of you are from non-IT background? Non-IT background. Just give me a thumbs up symbol. Non-IT. Okay, I see a lot of people. Okay, so the first question, being a non-IT person, will you be able to, or can I learn AWS? Can I understand the technical things about what is AWS and how to use it, how to implement and all? Yes, definitely, because even I am from a non-IT background. Like when I did my graduation, I'm not from a computers background or something. I'm into electrical and electronics engineering, which is completely out of the IT, right? So there is no point of whether you belongs to a IT or non-IT, that doesn't matter. Okay, and also if you check the controls on your GoToMeeting panel, you guys can see some kind of attachments, right? So you can see something called a PDF document called a course content, in which you guys can see what all topics we are going to cover. You guys can see what all topics we are going to cover in this complete AWS Zero to Hero series. Okay, right. So just give me a second. Let me share my screen. Okay, so first thing, what is AWS? I guess my screen is visible to everyone. Yeah. So first, what is AWS? Or before getting into that, why we need AWS? Okay, when the AWS was introduced, in which year the AWS was launched or introduced to the public? Any guess? For the public, AWS was launched in the year 2006. What about pre-2000, like before 2006, how these companies operated, how these companies maintained all the things without the cloud? Okay, so here, let us say you're working for a company, and your for your company there is a website, something called abc.com, right? Every organization will maintain their own websites, right? Some informational things and all. And let us say this website is designed in PHP. Being a solutions architect or being a cloud administrator, we don't deal with coding like Java, .NET, and all these things. Okay, so this website is designed in PHP, and you are working as an administrator for the company, and you are responsible to host that website. To host the website, what we need a server. What is a server? That's also a computer, but with some high level, what we call that the CPU, RAM, and all the things. Whenever we talk about a computer, it must have some CPU, some amount of RAM, storage, right? These all are the hardware part. And then it must have some operating system. It can be a Windows or it can be a Linux. Then to run this particular PHP website, it needs a platform. It requires a platform called a web server. A web server like Apache. If it is a .NET website, .NET application, then they need Internet Information Server, IIS. If it is something called Java, then it requires a Tomcat. So it requires a web server or a platform. And that platform might contain a web server, a database, and so on. And on top of that, we need to place the website code. So before the cloud era, the server will be maintained by system administration team or the server administration team. They will take care of the CPU, RAM, hardware, like hard disk, everything. And the server administration team will install the operating system. They will configure the operating system in order to provide the best performance, and they will harden in the sense enabling the firewalls in order to not to allow any unnecessary traffic. If you like, if you won't close your doors, right, the home doors, what happens? Anonymous people can enter into your house. What if you lock the door? And if you put some kind of biometric login, Whoever places the thumb, then only the doors will be opened and only the authorized people should enter, right? There's a more security. The same way, for every server, we need to provide the security that will be taken care by at the system level and at the network level also. And here, Apache software to be installed and the website code, which will be provided by the developers, that has to be placed. Then the website will be accessible by the public. This is how the pre-cloud era, the websites or any applications will be maintained. But here the basic problem is maintenance. Whenever we are hosting a website, that website must be accessible 24 by 7. If you see the Google, yahoo.com, or something called facebook.com, instagram.com, right? 24 by 7, those websites are accessible, which means the hardware should be live, hardware maintenance should be there, operating system level maintenance should be there, platform level maintenance must be there, and then for the connectivity, network administration must be there. Means someone from each team must work 24 by 7, like in 3 different shifts or 2 different shifts, as per your organizational policy. And you need to purchase this server with a huge amount. You need to spend a huge amount to purchase a server, to maintain the server. Initial cost of investment will be very high, and the running cost, like monthly cost, will be very high in order to manage the multiple teams as well as the hardware. Then the cloud came into the picture. What exactly happens here? The cloud is offering you the entire platform. The cloud will offer you the, and just I'm take a simple example, the platform as a cloud example. But there are different types, like infrastructure as a cloud, platform as a cloud, software as a service, infrastructure as a code. There are n number of things. Just for understanding purpose, I'm taking a simple example. Right. Now, what exactly happens here is the cloud, let us say the AWS cloud. What they do, they will provide you the platform according to your requirement, which means that entire platform maintenance will be taken care by the cloud provider. They will take care of the physical hardware like CPU, RAM, storage. They will take care of the installation of the operating system. They will take care of the maintenance of the operating system. They will take care of everything except your code, because your developer is going to write the code and you are going to manage the code. So here what we do, just we will upload the code to the platform and the website is available within just no time. This is one best example. So here what happens, we don't purchase a big server by investing a huge amount of money. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, maintenance has been reduced. We don't maintain a system administration team. We don't maintain a network administration team. We don't maintain any database administration team and all, because everything will be taken care by the cloud provider. The main advantages are initial investment cost is going to be almost zero, because in any cloud provider, if you go for any cloud platform, no need to pay any initial investment, any initial payment. At the end of the month, based on your usage, what does that mean? By how many CPUs you are using, how much RAM you have used in the last month, how much hard disk space, like 10 GB, 20 GB, 30 GB, how much space you have used. Based on your usage, at the end of the month, they will generate a bill and you have to pay that small amount of money. Always don't check how much money you are paying per month, because you have to calculate the maintenance cost also. We are not paying any maintenance separately, that's involved into that monthly bill. On a larger scale, especially for mid-sized companies to the bigger organizations, always the cloud is more beneficial. Why? Because no need to, the first thing, no need to worry about the maintenance thing, right? For that maintenance, we have to spend a huge amount of man hours. That time you can utilize to improve the other things in your organization. That is a major advantage, right? So in this cloud, we have a lot of services like servers, how to create a server, how to create the storage, what is the load balancers and all. So here I used a term called a 24 by 7. Your website should be up and running, right? Means if someone in the midnight at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., someone wants to book a bus to travel from Hyderabad to Bangalore or Hyderabad to Pune or Delhi. So if he wakes up at 2 a.m. and if you try to open redbus.com or abibus.com, what if the website is not opening? The user must get frustrated, definitely, right? So that's why any website or any production ready applications are accessible 24 by 7. How these cloud providers achieve that 24 by 7 availability? We call that as high availability. We call that as high availability. How they will achieve this high availability? What they do is, okay, let us, before getting into this, let us say, uh, just try to analyze or try to compare with a real use case in your life. Okay, let us say you are going to attend some your degree exam. Okay, whenever you go for an exam, you will prepare something, right? Instead of studying and all, what we have to do, you have to go with some pen, right? Without pen, you can't go for an exam. But generally, what we do, instead of taking one pen, minimum we'll go with two pens. Whenever we are going for main exams, right? Public exams, definitely we will go with minimum two pens. Why? What is the reason? By any chance, if one pen is not working, I mean, if it is not properly writing, just we can use the second pen. That's a spare, right? Even if you are driving a car, right? We will have some spare wheel, right? What is the use of a spare wheel? The extra wheel in the boot space. If your tire got flattened, just we will replace with the spare wheel and we will drive as a backup, right? Exactly. The same thing we will do for high availability of your applications. What they do, instead of maintaining a single server, they will maintain same exact replicas of the server, like minimum two servers they will maintain. I will say one is a primary and the second one is a backup. What they do, whenever the users are accessing, the website will be loaded from the primary. Whenever this primary server failed, they will get the data, they will get the website from the backup. But here the problem is, whenever the primary is healthy, the main server is healthy, the backup server kept idle, means it is still running, but no one is using it, which means we are wasting the resources. Because the server is running, we have to pay the money, but no one is utilizing it. For that reason, to utilize all the resources effectively, what we do is we will place a load balancer in front of these two servers. What it do? Let us say 100 people are accessing your website, right? So 50 people will be connected to 50 people will be directed to the server one, and the other 50 people will be directed to the second server. Just load sharing. Whenever the primary one server goes down, automatically all the users will be redirected to the other healthy server. This is the way how we will utilize all the resources properly. The same thing was used on premises, means whenever there was no cloud, the same concept is utilized in on-premise solutions. On-premise in the sense, if you are maintaining all the servers in your office, in that case also, this was implemented. The same thing is available on any cloud, whether you go for AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, that doesn't matter. Wherever the cloud, whatever the cloud you prefer, whatever the concepts are available in general, those concepts are available and active in the clouds. we have something called elastic load balancer, which we can use to implement these kind of infrastructure in the cloud. Okay, let me give you one more example, like how the cloud is more beneficious for us. I think you guys might aware of the Flipkart, Amazon.com online store and all. I guess they announced something like a Great Indian Festival is coming soon, right? How they can handle, like, generally whenever there is a sale, let us say they are using one server. During this sale, like thousands and like, let us say on every day, let us say only 100 people are accessing your online store, but during the sale it might go 10 times more users, right? 10 times more people might access your server. How they can handle these kind of situations? Definitely they need to add more servers so that the users will be distributed across all the servers. There's a manual process, but there is a concept called auto scaling. Auto scaling, what it does, whenever there is a more load, like whenever more people are trying to access, automatically new servers will be created, and whenever there is no users, existing servers will be automatically deleted. Why? To auto add and auto delete, because if there are no users to access and if you are running 10 servers, why should we pay more money? Because the charges will be based on number of resources what we are using, right? The charges are based on the number of resources what we are utilizing. Why should we pay for unnecessary things? That's why there is a concept called auto scaling, which automatically create new servers whenever there is a heavy load, and automatically deletes existing servers whenever there is a no load. Whenever, I mean, simple logic. More resources are required, automatically created. More resources are not required, automatically deleted. Okay, let me show you the list of topics what we are going to cover. Let me show you the list of topics what we are going to cover during this particular entire course. Okay, so I think you guys can see here, like on the top right side, you can see something attachment symbol. You can download the course content file, which I'm downloading right now from the meeting itself. These are the list of topics which we are going to cover. In addition to this, we are going to cover few more also, like AWS budgets. Like we can set a budget so that you will receive some alert whenever you are about to exceed the predefined amount of money. That is especially useful for learners like us. Whenever you are started using it, right, you will do some practicals. But unfortunately, if you did some mistake, like instead of creating a free tier resource, if you create a paid one, what happens at the end of the month? You will get a huge bill. To avoid such things, we can create some billing alerts also, and AWS budgets and all that also will be covered, right? So first, what is the structure, course structure and all, like what all the things we are going to cover here, and how we are planning, how we are planning. First, we will start with the basics. I mean, from the tomorrow's session, we will start with the basics of the cloud computing. What is the cloud computing? What are the different business models available, right? What are the different business models available? And what are the differences between those business models, different cloud types, advantages of the cloud computing? That will be covered in one session. Then we will get into the actual AWS. What is AWS? Because I gave you some examples, right? High availability and auto scaling, that is called as a high scalability. What is their main goal? Like what exactly they are committed to offer you? And for that commitment, how they are maintaining their infrastructure across the globe? Because Amazon has data centers across the globe. Okay, now what is a data center? If I say data center, a beginner level people might not be able to understand what is a data center. But what if I say server room? What is a server room? The room in which we are maintaining all the servers in your office, right? But the technical word for that server room is nothing but the data center, in which the AWS is maintaining the entire infrastructure like servers, storage, firewalls, networking devices like switches, routers, right? That is called as a data center. Amazon is maintaining the data centers across the globe. In India, we have in two different regions. One is Mumbai and the second one is Hyderabad. I guess the Hyderabad one is introduced in 23, I guess. 23, in the year of 23, 2023. Earlier to that, only one region in the entire India. So they divided, I mean, they named the entire infrastructure into multiple components like regions, availability zones, edge locations, right? What exactly these are? What is a region? What is the use case? What is the availability zone? What is the advantage of that? How it plays a major role in the high availability? What is the edge location, right? Edge location is used to improve the performance of your web content, like website loading issues. All those will be rectified or improved with the help of edge locations. And then free tier account. Unfortunately, from July 15th, Amazon stopped AWS free tier account for new users. I mean, they are providing a different plan called a free plan, in which you will receive $100 of credit instantly and 100 more dollars based on the tasks which you are about to complete. And the validity is 6 months, or whenever you utilize all the credits, which comes first, then the free plan will be automatically done. But that is more than enough for a learner to learn all the services together. So we will done with our AWS account creation. Just I will show you how to create an AWS free account, and then we will do some kind of a security things like enabling multi-factor authentication, creating some kind of password policies. We will discuss like what is a password policy, what is a multi-factor authentication, and what is a billing alarm, and how to create it, and then what is the advantage. Everything we will cover. Once we are done with the overview or basics of the AWS cloud, and once the AWS account is ready, then the first service or the topic is IAM, Identity Access Management. Whether you are a developer, whether you are a QE, or whatever the role is, whatever the certification you are going for, whether you're going for a cloud practitioner level certification, the basic entry level certification, this is a mandatory topic, the basic topic, or the must and should service you must learn. So in which we are going to create users, we are going to create some groups, applying some permissions, because whenever you have, let us say in your organization, 100 employees are there, but all 100 employees won't get same level of access, right? The team leads will get a different level of access. The freshers will get a read-only access to some services, and developers will get full access on only few servers, right? How to achieve those kind of requirements, and that is only possible using identity access management. And for all these individual components, we will discuss theory part first, and then we will complete the practicals also, like how to create user groups, how to create a policy, how to use the existing policies, how to apply those permissions to the existing users. Every possible scenario we will cover in this particular identity access management. Then we will go with a service called EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. Just I will give a brief overview about each and every service what we are about to cover. This is the service in which we are going to create your servers in the cloud. We have a different types of purchasing models, different tenancy options, different types of servers, different instance families. We have what is the IP address, public, private, what is a public, what is a private, what is the public versus elastic IP, right? How to secure this EC2 instance. Each and every topic, each and every point will be covered in this particular EC2 topic, like how to create it, how operating system will be installed. Do I need to install the operating system manually, or Amazon will take care of operating system? If Amazon is going to take care, how they know that what operating system we need, and how we can choose the operating system to be installed in our EC2 instance. That is nothing but Amazon machine image. So we have to use AMI. Then can we create our own Amazon machine images? Yes. How to do it? All those things will be covered here. And whenever we create a server, okay, for some time, server is nothing but a computer. Just try to understand in that way. Whenever there is a server, it must require a hard disk, right? Can you use your laptop without a hard disk? No, right? Because the operating system contains the hard disk contains the operating system and all. So for these EC2 instances, I mean the servers in the cloud, the hard disk will be provided with the help of a service called Elastic Block Store. This is a block-based storage service, and that storage can be used as a hard disk for your EC2 servers. And they offers you different types of storages depending on your usage requirements, like fast performance, fast IOPS, or throughput. Depends on our requirement. We have to choose what type of EBS volume we need, and the volume management. Like today, I created with 100 GB volume, 100 GB hard disk. But after few months or after few days, that 100 GB is almost full. Then what we have to do? I don't want to add a new hard disk. I want to increase the size of the existing hard disk. Then how to do that? That we will cover in the volume management. And the most important thing is backups, right? Let us say in your laptop, you have some important pictures. Like recently you went on some trip, or you like your friends uh, gathered and you guys went on a trip and just you clicked some nice pictures and you stored all the pictures in your laptop. What if that laptop hard disk got corrupted? You will lose everything, right? So what we do, you will keep a copy of those images in your pen drive or in some other external hard drive also, right, as a backup copy. The same way, how can we create the backups of your hard disks, like manual backups and automated backups also? But technically, those backups are called as a snapshots. How can we configure an automated snapshot so that every day, early in the morning at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., automatically a backup of the hard disk to be created? That we will cover in the snapshots concept. Then we have another storage type called simple storage service, which is called as a S3. I think if you have some basic idea about AWS cloud, you might have heard about S3 bucket, right? This is what S3, simple storage service. Just you can compare this with your Google Drive. Whatever you will use, I mean, whatever the use case, you will use the S3. The same thing you can compare with a Google Drive or Dropbox, OneDrive. These are similar to the simple storage service, but the simple storage service will offer you more features like version controlling, static website hosting, lifecycle rules. For security, they offer you encryption, MFA delete, bucket policies, and all. All those things we will cover in the S3. And this is also a storage, but a network file system, network storage, like a file server, a kind of a file server. Like you store the data in one file server, and that data can be accessed by multiple computers at a time, a file sharing service. Once we're done with the storage part, we will go with load balancer and auto scale. It seems just 4 or 5 topics so far, right? But it takes minimum 25 days to cover, 25 to 30 days to cover. Auto scaling, CloudFront. This is the most commonly used service to improve the performance of your websites. In the olden days, like whenever you click on like yahoo.com, what happens? It takes like few minutes to load that particular yahoo.com page. What does that mean? What does that mean? It takes hell amount of time to load the data from the server. Why? Because you are in one location and the server is far away from you. That's why the loading times will be very high. Then this kind of a cloud front came into the picture, which will reduce the loading times and the users will experience the high performance while loading or while accessing your websites. Then we will go with some networking basics in which we will cover what is IP addressing, what are the different types of IP addressing available. The basic level is enough for us, but we'll cover complete thing like what is a public IP, what is a private IP. If someone gave you two different IP addresses, how to identify those IPs belong to same network or a different network. That networking basics we will cover, and then we will get into the most important topic called virtual private cloud. That's a virtual network in the cloud. It's the most important. Without a VPC, there is no server in the cloud. Majority of the time, whenever you go for an interview or if you're planning for a certification, you can expect major questions from this particular topic. Then we'll go with the Route 53. These all are like small topics. Route 53 is a kind of DNS server and a domain registrar. Like I can say, I think you might have heard about a GoDaddy, Big Rock, Namecheap, right? These are the domain registrars. The same way on Amazon Cloud, the Route 53 acts as a domain registrar as well as a DNS manager. And then database part, relational database services. Amazon is offering you the database as a service. No need to install the database software and nothing. Just choose what database engine you need, whether you need a MySQL, whether you need a PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL, whatever it is, just select it. Choose how many resources you need, like how many CPUs you need, how much RAM you need, and how much storage you need, whether you need a single AG deployment, a multi-AG deployment, just that's it. Amazon will create the database within few minutes and your database will be up and running. And also there is a DB called a DynamoDB, which is a NoSQL database. Then CloudWatch monitoring tool, because everything we must monitor whenever you are running a server, that server must be monitored 24/7. Like if the CPU is exceeding 90%, means the server is at risk. It can't perform wisely, right? And if the memory is like almost full, memory utilization is almost completed, then your server might not respond properly. We can monitor all the things, and as well as we can create some alarms so that whenever the CPU is more than 80% or memory utilization is more than 80%, you guys will receive an alerts, email alert. And then the Elastic Beanstalk, which is a platform as a service. Upload your code and your application will be run. That's it. Then the cloud formation, which is the most popular nowadays, infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code is most popular nowadays in the market. That's a trending thing. It's a hot topic. I think if you Google Terraform, that is one popular infrastructure as a code tool. On Amazon, we have a cloud formation. And then we can cover some application services. These are the services generally used by the developers to integrate your application with AWS resources. And then some DevOps tools available on AWS that also we will cover, like Lambda, code deploy, code pipelines, code commit, and all the things. I mean, the DevOps tools provided by AWS. And then we will do a project. I mean, while covering all these topics, we will do a lot of mini projects kind of a thing. But once we're done with all the things, we will do one major project. We can say a kind of a capstone project in which we will cover all the topics and all the services together. And we will deploy one web application using multi-tier with high availability, high security, and high scalability thing. If you are confident in all these topics, all these services, you are good to go for Solutions Architect Associate level certification. Only change is the process of AWS free account creation. Earlier, we used to have a 1 year validity with some free services, but now they are giving you some credit like $100 minimum, and that you can get up to $200 also based on your tasks. They will give you some tasks and you have to complete, and you will get $200 credit, which you can utilize within 6 months. After 6 months, even if you don't use those resources, those credits will be exhausted, means you can't use those credits anymore. And today is just an overview, like just uh, to feel comfortable. Just I gave you some overview of the topics what we are going to cover. And the first important question is why we must learn. Why should we learn AWS? Why should we learn AWS? Any idea based on this, something like this? Any idea about like why should we learn AWS or any cloud? Because nowadays majority of the organizations are already using the cloud, and the other organizations are also migrating to the cloud. But we have multiple clouds. Microsoft Azure is there, Google Cloud is there, and AWS is there. Why should we learn AWS? Why not other clouds? Any guess? Any guess why we should learn AWS? Why not any other cloud? I'm not saying why not. I'm not saying like don't learn cloud, don't learn Azure or something. Why should we prefer AWS? That's my question. Any guess? Okay, the reason is AWS has a market capture of almost like 40%, 42 or 41% of the market capture, means every 100 rupees earning on the cloud, 41 to 42 rupees are going to the AWS. Azure is in the second place with something called 28 or something, 28 rupees, 28 percentage of market capture. Google Cloud is less than 20, about like 15% or something. Means more organizations are using AWS, which means more opportunities are available for AWS. But I'm not saying that there are no opportunities for the other clouds. Even the other clouds are also have the well opportunities, but here you will get more chances, more openings and all. Okay, now if you guys have any kind of a questions about the sessions or the topics what we are going to cover, just you can use the chat box to ask the questions, or you can raise your hand so that I will allow you to unmute and you can ask me the questions. If you guys have any questions about the course curriculum or how we are going to continue these sessions, and or any kind of a questions about this, just let me know. Use the chat box. I think it seems you guys are unable to use the chat box. That's why I'm not getting any messages. But I see some raise hands. Okay. If you have a question, just raise your hand. So I will allow you to unmute and just you can ask the question directly. Yeah. Yes, Harsha, just you can unmute and you can ask the question if you have it.
Hi sir, how are you?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Sir, one small question.
Hmm.
Before you told me that this month end there is a festival and there so many persons are using AWS server.
Hmm.
I mean AWS server.
Okay. All
If
right.
if
Okay.
one server has been burst or
Hmm.
something got technical issues,
Hmm.
automatically it will connect to another server or it will take some time, sir.
Just within few, that depends on like the what we call the threshold values. So what we do is here, okay, you say like minimum they will run two servers. let us say.
Yes.
Okay, one and a two. So, and here we will use something called a load balancer.
Load balance. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here we will create something called health checks. We'll create something called health check. And I will say every 5 seconds or every 10 seconds, the health check should be conducted. What it will do, it will check the health of the both the servers. Whenever something is wrong in this server one, automatically the health check will becomes unhealthy. What this load balancer will do, the job of the load balancer is to distribute the traffic only to the healthy servers. So within less than 1 minute, depends on the configuration, all the traffic will be redirected to the healthy server. Whenever the server one becomes healthy, then automatically it detects that the server one is also healthy. It start distribute the traffic to both the servers. Or if your question is like, let us say each server can handle only 100 users at a time. Means these two servers can handle maximum of a 200 servers, 200 users. If during that Great Indian Festival sale, let us say 1,000 people are accessing at a time, which means these two servers are not enough, right? So in this case, what we do is we use a concept called auto scaling, in which I will say always minimum 2, maximum 20. Means even there is no user, minimum 2 servers will be running for high availability. Whenever the users are getting increased, automatically it will create a new server and that server will be added to the load balance and the traffic will be distributed. Like this, it will create as many servers as it requires. After the sale completes, automatically the users will be dropped, right? Then automatically they will delete the servers, but minimum 2 servers will be running at any given point of time, because here I configured minimum 2 servers should exist. Even you can say one also, but if you mention one, high availability is not possible. If you say two, high availability is exist. That we will discuss in the auto scaling part. And if one server failed, automatically the traffic to be redirected to the second server. That is possible with the help of load balancer.
Okay.
Okay, any
Thanks.
other
Thanks for
question,
your.
Harsha?
Thanks for your. Nothing, sir. Nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else having any questions? And it takes like 45 days to complete all these topics, what I have shown in that course curriculum. Okay, so sorry. Okay, I'm getting some messages in the chat box also. Okay, so I received a question like, okay, let me go through the messages first and then I will take up the questions from you guys directly. I wanted to know the course duration. Can we also have the recording of the session so we can watch again the recordings when we are doing the practice? Okay, so first thing, basically it is a what we call that free course, right? Free batch. That means I'm not sure how many people, how many of you guys will continue till end. Whenever we are getting something free, definitely you won't get some interest. If I provide you the recordings, definitely you guys won't attend the class. You might think, okay, I will watch the recording and all, and that will never happen also. Even if I share the recording, definitely you will neglect it and you will never watch the videos. Or then I will do one thing, whatever the sessions you guys will attend, only those recordings I will share with you. So that definitely you will attend the sessions and you will listen to the sessions. There's a lot of difference between the paid classes and free classes. Whenever you're paying the money, definitely at least 50% of the people will attend the classes regularly and they will have some kind of seriousness to learn. But whenever we are getting some free classes, not everyone, but majority of the people will take it light. Then there is a no use. Definitely, it will be a time waste. I mean, if you're just attending the sessions as it is available free, and if you are not practicing and if you are not learning, there is of no use. Whatever the 1 hour session you are attending, that's a waste of time. And one more thing, whenever we complete the session, for the first few classes, leave it, like for the first 4 or 5 classes. But once we start the account creation process, that's a practical started. Every day there will be a practical for sure. Whatever the theory we will cover, practicals we will cover, right? So you must complete those practicals, or otherwise you will forget the theory part. You can't recollect or you can't understand the topics. You must practice and you must complete those practicals, but definitely not in a way next complete. Whatever the practicals you are doing, you must understand why you are choosing this option, why you are clicking on that button and everything, or else definitely you will forget everything within no time. Okay, so I use next question. I used to have a free tier account. Can I use the same account or create a new email ID and AWS account? Okay, if you already have a free tier account, if it is less than 12 months old, that's still free tier. If it is more than 1 year, if it is the account was created like more than 12 months ago, then definitely already you might lose all the free tier features. So I recommend you to create a new AWS account using a new email ID and yeah, new email ID, because you can't create another AWS account using the same email. Uh, yes. Any other questions? Anybody having any questions? Just you can use the chat box, or you can use just you can raise your hand so that I will allow you to unmute and ask the questions. Okay, so if you guys are not having any questions, then just we will close this session here and we can continue tomorrow with the actual sessions. The first session will be introduction to cloud computing, business types, business models, and cloud types, and the advantages of the cloud. That we will cover in the tomorrow's session. Okay, right. So if you guys are clear, you guys can leave. If you have a questions, just you can wait and you can ask me the questions. Thank you, everyone. We'll continue tomorrow at the same time, 6:30 p.m. Just use the same link to join. In the next 2 3 days, mostly from Monday onwards, we will use a user-friendly meetings like a Zoom or something. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, Ravinder, it seems like everybody left the session. We will discuss, okay? In the next 2 days, we will discuss and we will decide a better timing. Okay, mostly from Monday onwards, we will decide a better timing like 7 p.m. or something. We will check with the others also, right? And then we will decide. Yes, Ravinder, you can unmute and you can ask a question.
Uh, Sir, I just wanted to know if I want to contact you, like, can I have some?
Yeah, we will have some kind of a community messaging system. We will do that. No need to worry. Okay.
Okay,
Just I will announce that in the next 2 sessions. I haven't created it. I haven't created it yet. So planning to create a Telegram group. Okay. So everybody will be added to the Telegram group, and then just you can message me or directly you can call me on the Telegram also. No need to worry about that.
okay. So right now the communication that we are having is only mail communication with you.
Yeah, mail or the WhatsApp number. I think you guys have received a welcome message or something on a WhatsApp, right? Just you can send me a message on that.
Okay,
Or else okay, today I will send you an email to everyone, and in that I will include the WhatsApp number also. But going forward, the Telegram will be the best suitable way to communicate. Okay. I will include all the details in the email and just I will send you guys.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Ravinder, you can unmute and you can ask the question.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anybody else having any questions? Okay, then let us stop the session here and let's continue tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Harsha, just go ahead. Any question?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you told me a Telegram group.